We're getting closer to kick-off now. This is a repeat of these two teams meeting at the last Under-17 AFCON in 2023. Burkina Faso won that day by 2-1, helping propel them on their run to the semi-finals. Cameroon, of course, went out in that group phase. And today, Burkina Faso coach Barrow has opted for a 4-4-2 formation with Alassane Bagayogo and Lukman Tapsoba leading the line. Tapsoba, who celebrated his 15th birthday yesterday, was his team's top scorer in qualifying with 5 goals. And he's one of 5 15-year-olds in the team, with a further 5 on the bench, alongside 3 players aged just 14. So one of the youngest squads at this tournament. Tapsoba certainly one to watch out for. The officiating team, largely from host nation Morocco. Referee is Hamza El Farik. A reminder that we do have VAR in operation for this tournament. It's already been used on a few occasions, including twice in last night's opening game. Morocco having a goal awarded by VAR after initially being flagged offside, and also having a penalty given after a review. There are the VAR officials. In the lead role is another Moroccan, Samir Ghezaz. Cameroon boss Saidu has stuck with his favoured 4-3-3, including a host of informed forwards and midfielders. They beat hosts Morocco 8-3 earlier this month in that friendly, further burnishing their reputation as a free-scoring side. Winger Franck Luma Mafani is often their danger man. Scored 2 goals in that friendly against Morocco. He also netted 4 times in one game against Gabon during the qualifier. That was played in February. Cameroon's results in that mini competition: a 6-0 win against the Democratic Republic of Congo, 7-1 against Gabon, and 9-0 against the Central African Republic. So they know where the goal is. But it's Burkina Faso who get us up and running. They had a far more difficult route to these finals, but they picked up wins against Togo, Niger, Ghana, Ivory Coast. Ghana were hosting that tournament as well, so they'll also be full of confidence. Got a decent crowd in as well. Really nice evening to play football here in Casablanca. almost all of the young players on show here today do play their club football in their home country. It's Chris Ntamak exchanging passes with Joel Biwoli, and some calm footwork there from goalkeeper and skipper Junior Lopez. So far, Burkina Faso just happy to sit off Cameroon while they have possession inside their own half. Latif Diaby scrapping for the ball, and in the end it's just headed out for a throw-in by Marc-René Bondeleg, and Burkina Faso can now try and come forward for the first time. In goes the cross from Abdul Mumin. It was a high one, hasn't been cleared yet. In the end it's good work from Ntamak. It's a promising run from David Bondoma, was stopped in the end by Barrow Jr. Lopez will go long this time. Bit too much on that one. Feels like these two teams just easing their way into the tournament in the opening few minutes. Although that ball has broken nicely. Good defending in the end from Noel Dumbogo. That was kept in on the far side by Mohamed Fofana. And referee El Farik has awarded a free kick here. It was good work from Fofana, and it was certainly a foul by Dumbogo. Oscar Barrow has been in the youth setup with Burkina Faso for a long time now. Took the under-20 team to the 2021 AFCON, and they might be taking the lead in the under-17 version here early on. Lopez did just enough in goal. Still coming forward though with Diaby, and it's a corner, the first of the game, and it goes to Burkina Faso. Alioune Saïdou watching his team go through a few nervy moments early on here. Alassane Bagayogo to take. It's a deep one from Bagayogo all the way to the back post. And there's the volley, it's blocked. And finally thumped to safety. Well, it's been picked up by Mafani. It was a slightly heavy touch which allowed Issouf Dabo to get across and clear to touch. Ntamak. Handball given against Bagayogo. A promising opening 5 minutes though for Burkina Faso. It's a good turn. Dumbogo still going forward here. And still Cameroon trying to create an opening. In the end it's a scuff shot. And there's a low strike. That was a better connection from David Bondoma. But it was straight at the goalkeeper, Prince Ouedraogo. And he watched it well through the legs of the defender. That was more like it from Cameroon. Oscar Etundi. Now it finds Bondoma. And there's another striker goal, this time from Franck Luma Mafani. Couldn't quite get his foot round the ball. Here was that earlier free kick, which was missed by everyone in the middle. Lopez getting his body in the way. Bondelek turned into trouble there. Loses possession. Mumin. See what he was trying to do. He's looking for the run at the back post of Barrow Jr., but only able to slice his pass to the hands of Lopez. That was excellent work from Mimbang. Bondoma. It's quite an end-to-end start to this game, as we saw in the first Group A matches. These teams certainly aren't going to sit back. It's good work from Bondelek. Just saw Sacco coming and drew the foul. Bindi. Goes long, looking for Mafani. Bondelek's off after this. And the decision goes Cameroon's way. Bondelek. Wasn't the best of passes, but Bondoma's made something of it. Trying to wriggle his way through, and there'll be a long-range strike, which wasn't too far past the far post. David Mimbang with the effort. Caught it pretty sweetly, as always cutting away from the far corner. Cameroon's certainly looking the more dangerous now after that bright start from the Burkinabes. Looked like a foul is given in the end. Mimbang caught a tad late. Bondelek. Bit of a hopeful ball lofted into the channel. Again, it's really good work from one of the Cameroonian forwards. Andre Amini this time, almost kept that in. Full of energy, that Cameroon front line. Bondelek. Mafani is still down, holding his ankle. Play goes on. Good work from Fadil Adama Barrow, but again they've lost it. This time Bagayogo unable to keep the ball under control. Mafani is back up on his feet, is he? No. Was caught by Abdul Mumin. Came through the back there of Frank Luma Mafani. Sadio Alioum does have some options on the bench, among them 15-year-old Arno Sombeng. But he'd want his top goal scorer from qualifying, Mafani, to be able to continue. He is still receiving treatment. Game goes on. Mafani looks as if he will be okay to return. But for now, Cameroon with just the 10 players, but still keeping the ball. Tamak. Space for Iwali to turn. Good work from Mimbang. Sako prevents Cameroon from taking that quickly. Binde. Now Etundi. Wasn't the best of passes from Etundi, but Cameroon win it back again. And it was an unfortunate slip for Chris Ntamak. Ends up falling on the ball and conceding a free kick for handball, which is taken quickly. It's an excellent pass as well. Bagayogo towards the area, miskicked the cross. It was the promising attack until then. Well, we're nearly a quarter of an hour into this match and it doesn't feel as if the first goal can be too far away. Neither team holding back. These two also met in knockout phase of the 2015 tournament, which was played in 2014. Cameroon won a two-legged tie, 2-0. These two countries know each other well in these tournaments, but obviously not the same players. George Mbinde. Cameroon monopolising possession at the moment, and Bondelek's done really well to keep that in, and that's a clever touch too from Ntamak. Breaks down though. Bondlek unable to find a teammate. Now up he goes looking for the header. Busy few seconds for Marc-René Bondlek. Lopez looking for Mefani. Headed out by Mumin. It's excellent work again from Ntamak, and now he's found Bondoma in a pocket of space, but Burkina Faso players quick to get back. Both teams struggling to keep the ball in those central areas at the moment. But even when they lose it, Cameroon are quickly winning it back. Playing with good intensity so far, and goes Bondlek's throw. Good defending by Ntamak, although the referee says he used his arm and ball. Yes, the ball just bouncing off his chest and onto his arm. Once more though, a long ball forward doesn't come to anything for Burkina Faso. Ntamak. Iwole. A decent ball through, looking for the run of Tapsoba, who's been quiet so far. But Burkina Faso still coming forward, and it's a brilliant run through. There's the shot, it's blocked by his own player, but here's a great chance for the first goal. And it's in, and Tapsoba is involved now. Well, he hasn't had much of a sniff so far in this game until that moment. It's Lukman Tapsoba who fires Burkina Faso into the lead. The goal coming slightly against the run of play. There was one ball through which wasn't properly dealt with, and suddenly the Burkinabes had committed lots of players forward, and it paid dividends. It looked as though briefly the chance had gone as Barra Jr. tried to force his way through, but he had the presence of mind to lay it off for Tapsoba, who does the rest. It's a very cool finish for a lad who only turned 15 yesterday. It was a fine run initially from Barra Jr., and when the ball came back to him, he knew where Tapsoba was. Bondlek, in his attempts to cover the earlier run, was playing Tapsoba onside, and Burkina Faso lead by a goal to nil. They're immediately on the attack again. We have a corner now for Burkina Faso. Well, netted 5 times in qualifying. It's taken him just 19 minutes to get off the mark in the tournament proper. He's one of 6 white shirts in the middle, waiting for this corner from Bagayogo. It's kept in by Ntamak. Just about. And that might work out as a pass through. Lopez spotted the danger in time. Picked out an excellent throw as well for Dumbogo. Now Cameroon trying to hit back quickly, and they've got a free kick about 30 yards from goal. Good play from David Bondoma, who's been bright so far. Bondoma in the academy of Oyili FC in Cameroon, the same team that striker Andre Amini plays for, so they should know each other well. Looks as if this free kick is a bit too far out for a shot. Plenty of red shirts forward for a possible cross. It is a shot in the end. It was ambitious and never likely to trouble goalkeeper Franz Ouedraogo. No, Dumbogo dreaming of scoring a wonder goal in his team's first game of the tournament. Can they create something more clear-cut here, though? Here is Dumbogo again. Once more, no way through, and not for the first time, lots of space on the counter for Burkina Faso. The pass was a bit behind Diaby. And that was a foul by Oscar Etundi. Dumbogo didn't think he made any contact there. Bagayogo going to ground. Free kick, the decision. Cameroon just need to settle things down here. The last thing they need is to fall 2-0 down. They've shown enough to suggest they can get back into this. Could be in for a very entertaining encounter here. Mikel Koulibaly with a free kick. Headed up by Tapsoba. Wasn't particularly well dealt with by Bondelek. And it was initially kept in by Issouf Dabo. And Momin can only find Cameroon keeper Lopez, who's still keen to get on with things quickly, and why not look at the pace of Oscar Etundi. Bagayogo was back helping out, but no sooner had he won the ball back, he'd lost it. Etundi looking for the run of Bondoma, who's in behind here, has time to size up his options, has to settle for a corner. Nice link-up play there between Oscar Etundi and David Bondoma. Last touch off Fadil Adama Barrow. Etundi will take the corner. It's a good ball in, but the header is off target from Bondoma. They've had plenty of attempts at goal so far in this game, Cameroon, but yet to severely test goalkeeper Ouedraogo. Unlike Burkina Faso, who have already put one past Junior Lopez, Lukman Tapsoba with the cool finish. These first 25 minutes have gone by pretty quickly. It's been a good game to watch. Fonkluma Mafani getting back there and helping out Bondlek. Mumin. It's a long throw. Oh, and it's a poor header, which has allowed Bondoma to latch onto. Strong defending from Barrow. Got himself in between the ball and his opponent. Certainly a foul. Headed forward by Mafani. Tamak. Sacco. It's well played by Sacco. Cross too high for Tapsoba. Maybe went in a bit too early there. It's another good touch though by Barra Jr. Second one let him down. This match's been played at a pretty frantic pace, and that's a brilliant run with only one boot on by David Bondoma, who's been a real danger for Cameroon so far. That's a yellow card for the Burkina captain, Fadil Adama Barrow. It was an excellent run. Stayed on his feet as long as he possibly could, even with just the one boot on, and in the end, Barrow made sure he could go no further. It's another free kick for Cameroon, though, inside the Burkina Faso half, which they've taken short this time. Dumbogo ran into trouble, but gets away with it. Drago. Good touch by Tapsoba, and an important tackle from Tamak. Bondoma. Oh, that's an excellent pass for Oscar Etundi. And he heads straight towards the byline. Looking for a pullback, and there it is. The shot's blocked. Still a chance. Here is it. Oh, that must have been close to an equaliser. Burkina Faso just couldn't get the ball away, and in the end, David Mimbang with the effort. The first one was blocked very well by Koulibaly. He found space for another shot, though, and sent it just curling away from goal. Right now, this 1-0 lead for Burkina Faso feels far from impregnable. And that's a throw into Cameroon. Last touch off Latif Diaby. Junior. Tapsoba beaten to the ball by Georges Mbinde. That's a good pass, though, by Mohamed Fofana. And it was the touch that let Bagayogo down. Mbinde. That was nicely worked. Space for Mimbang to turn. He's still going. Well, he was until he was fouled. Burkina Faso just being drawn into quite a few fouls in the last few minutes. Youngsters unafraid to try and carry the ball forward. Min Bang. Dumbogo this time does find a pass. But for once, Bondoma gives the ball away. Barra Jr., that's a good ball. A counter looked to be on there for a second. In the end, it's tidied up by Min Bang. Important interception from Koulibaly. It's a good ball. Dumbogo gives it away again. Intermax should be able to cover here and does. It's good work from Dumbogo. The header forward from Mafani. Bondelek is there helping him out. Min Bang. No foul given. Will be a throw-in though to Cameroon. Bondelek has gone down, just caught off the ball there. The left back. Remind you, of course, that the teams that finished third in the groups, although they'll be out of this tournament, they will go into a playoff for the remaining 2 places at the Under-17 World Cup. So there's so much to play for over the next few weeks in Morocco. Cameroon have played at a couple of World Cups before, but have lost all 6 of their group matches across their 2 appearances. Burkina Faso have fared quite a bit better at the global showpiece. Semi-finalists in 2001. Oh, that's a really good touch from Bondoma again. He's forced Barrow to concede the corner. David Bondoma, just 15 years old, is playing with real verve out there, causing Burkina Faso plenty of problems. Need some of his teammates to bring the same energy, though, if Cameroon are going to turn this around. Etundi takes a short corner and then clips the ball into the middle. It's a good delivery. Still a chance maybe for a shot. It's dinked in towards the back post. And there's a strike. It's into the side netting from Bondoma. Oh, Cameroon are knocking at the door. Yet to find a way through. But Burkina Faso living dangerously. Bondelek. So he may have been fouled there. No free kick given. That's a really good pass from Mafani. Bondoma gives it back to him. Mafani. That's a very well-timed sliding tackle from Issouf Dabo. Had to get that one right. Bondelek. Cameroon just stepping things up once more. This is where they do look vulnerable at times, though. It's on the counter. This time, Ntamak timing the challenge on Barra Jr. absolutely perfectly. I mean, going for the long one again. There's no one there waiting for it. Clipped forward by Etundi. An excellent first touch by Bondelek, but now he's lost it. And Diaby was fouled in the end by Bondelek. And this is a free kick in a very dangerous position. It was a strong interception from Latif Diaby, and once he'd taken the ball from Bondelek, the fullback was always going to have a problem. Here was that chance up the other end. It was a difficult one for David Bondoma. Had to wait for the ball to drop. By then, Sacco was right on top of him. Marc-René Bondelek, the first Cameroonian into the book. Lopez organising his wall. This is not much more than 25 yards from goal. It's in a very good position. And it's direct hit from Barra Jr. An unusual technique, but he caught it sweetly. Couldn't get the ball to dip though. Bondelek. Binde. Biwoli. Pass from Ntamak offline on that occasion, but here's Biwoli again, looking for Mafani. Biwoli. Dumbogo finds Etundi. Etundi still going. Bondoma scrapping away, but unable to find space to shoot. Bingay. Cameroon just monopolising possession at the moment. As we get closer and closer to the break. Tamak had to get that interception. Mimbang's pass is headed on by Dumbogo and cleared by Barrow. Dumbogo gives it back to Etundi. Does eventually get a cross in, which is deflected. Tapsoba collects the clearance and goes for goal from the halfway line. This could be an incredible goal. Oh, what a moment. Well, it's the second day of this tournament, but you're not going to see a better goal than that. The youngster who only turned 15 a day ago has scored what will probably always remain the best goal of his career, because if he betters that, it would have to be some strike. What a way to announce yourself. There didn't look to be much on when the ball was lofted forward towards him, but how about that? At least 55 yards, it was judged absolutely perfectly. Lopez always seemed to know he was in trouble. In the end, he didn't even get close to it. Not many keepers would have done. It's a sensational strike. Well, his first goal was coolly taken. His second is spectacular. Provides a celebration to match it as well. And Burkina Faso find themselves 2-0 in front, almost solely down to the individual brilliance of Lukman Tapsoba. And well, the fans who have come here to watch today have been treated to something very, very special. As soon as it left his boots, you knew that Lopez was struggling. Caught it so sweetly. Dumbogo loses possession. Cameroon can't afford to concede again now before half-time. But Burkina Faso are understandably full of confidence. Magayogo. Diaby can't keep it. Essini. Have Cameroon got a response in them before the break? Oh, forget under-17 tournaments. That's one of the best goals you'll see anywhere this season. Even the touch and the turn before the shot were superb. Knew exactly what he was planning to do. Cameroon a bit shell-shocked. They'd been the better side since going 1-0 down. They've been scoring lots of goals recently. They're going to have to find something much better in the second half, especially if Barra Jr. can get away from Bondelek there. It's a strong tackle in the end. Not the best pass from Mimbang. Here's Biwole. Well, the crowd only just starting to settle down now after that goal. Well, no matter what happens in the rest of this game, you'd think that strike will take the headlines. Bondoma. And now Mimbang. Looking for the return, but instead it's out wide to Dumbogo. And it's headed behind for a corner as we enter added time at the end of the first half. Cameroon hoping to give themselves a foothold in the game. And find a response to one of the best goals you could ever wish to see. Tapsoba's job right now is to help his defenders. Still waiting for something here. Eventually the corner is taken, and that's cleverly done. It wasn't the best cross. And it's Tapsoba who clears. Lofted back in. And that looked like a shirt pull, and it was. And the last action of the first half will be a Cameroon free kick. Within shooting distance. Well, after Tapsoba's goal, maybe anything's within shooting distance, but realistic shooting distance. It's a clear pull on the shirt of Binde. Here it is from another angle. Lopez was worried about the man out wide. Didn't even cross his mind that Tapsoba might go for goal. Such a pure strike. This will be the last action of the half. It's going to be Noel Dumbogo to have another go. He's already had one free kick. And, well, the first one wasn't great. The second one was worse. And at half-time, it's 2-0 to Burkina Faso. That only tells half the story. Cameroon have had plenty of half chances and dangerous attacks, but they find themselves with a mountain to climb heading into the break, as Burkina Faso lead by 2-0, courtesy of a double from their rising star Lukman Tapsoba, whose second goal from inside his own half on the edge of the centre circle has stunned Cameroon and delighted the fans here in Casablanca. There's a long way to go in this game yet, but Burkina Faso are flying high. Tapsoba, he could still be playing under 17s in a couple of years. If he keeps that up though, he'll be playing senior football before too long. Skipper Lopez giving his teammates a bit of a talking to on the pitch. Cameroon haven't been poor by any means. Certainly threatened. They've had 10 attempts, just need to work the goalkeeper a bit more. Burkina Faso and Tapsoba, though, have been clinical. And that is why they have a commanding lead. Burkina Faso are taking on Cameroon in the first match of Group B at the Under-17 Africa Cup of Nations in Casablanca. Both these teams were impressive in qualifying, and scored plenty of goals, and they've both shown some good attacking football in the opening period. An early strike there from David Mimbang, just drifting wide. But Oscar Barrow's Burkina Faso took the lead after some really good work from Barrow Jr., who found his way into the area. And then when the ball came back to him, picked out star striker Lukman Tapsoba. And the boy who turned 15 just yesterday had the presence of mind to take a touch and find the bottom corner. The top scorer for Burkina Faso in qualifying with 5 goals, taking just 19 minutes to get off the mark at these finals. Plenty of Burkina Faso fans in attendance today. Mimbang came close again, this time to an equaliser when he fired just wide of the far post. Caught his strike sweetly, but couldn't stop the ball from curling away from goal. But if you thought Tapsoba produced a cool finish for the first goal, then how about the second? One of the goals of the season anywhere in the world this year. 55 yards out from the centre circle. The clearance from Mohamed Junior Sacco will go down as an assist, but that goal was all about Tapsoba. That half was all about Tapsoba. 2-0 at the break. Welcome back to Casablanca, where Cameroon need to find something to try and turn around this Group B match at the Under-17 Africa Cup of Nations against Burkina Faso. After a stunning strike from Tapsoba, his second goal of the game gave Burkina Faso a 2-0 lead at the interval. A long-range lob from just outside the centre circle, inside his own half from Tapsoba. And that is why his team are 2-0 up. Slight delay here as we wait for the second half to get underway. Cameroon scored 22 times in 3 games in qualifying. They're going to need at least 2 in the second half here if they're going to avoid starting their campaign with a defeat. Calmly nodded back to his goalkeeper by Georges Mbinde. And now Chris Ntmak can try and bring the ball forward for Cameroon. It's a decent pass. Andre Amini wasn't quite ready for it though, and was beaten to the ball by Barrow. It's a good switch out wide, finds Bagayogo. The return pass from Junior was just behind Bagayogo. Free kick has been given here, and Cameroon get things moving again quickly, although Bondelek just got the ball stuck under his feet for a second there. Now he finds a good pass though to Bondoma, who was a real bright spark for Cameroon in the first half. In the last Under-17 AFCON, Burkina Faso almost went all the way, lost on penalties in the semi-finals to Senegal. That was after beating Cameroon in the group stage. Cameroon, who went out at the first hurdle. We're hoping for some sort of revenge here today, but right now it's looking unlikely. It's a good header from Oscar Etundi. No changes from either side at the break, and that's a fine turn by Bagayogo, and then he's taken out by Georges Mbinde. He becomes the second Cameroon defender to go into the book. Well, he made his mind up pretty early that by hook or by crook, Alassane Bagayogo was not going to be skipping past him. Bagayogo is up already though, and ready to take the set piece himself. With a 2-0 lead, Burkina Faso just committing 4 players into the box. It was a good delivery and strong goalkeeping by Lopez. He had 2 players rushing at him and had to be brave to cling on to that, and now he has gone down. There was certainly some contact. Mohamed Fafana, perhaps the man who caught the goalkeeper. Junior Lopez, shaped to go long. Now does. Amini finds Bondoma, and now here's a chance. And not for the first time, Cameroon scuff an effort off target. The flag was up anyway for offside. Emini was just beyond the last defender. Lopez quickly off his line. And Tamak almost ran into trouble there. Did well in the end, but Etundi has overrun the ball. Plenty to think about for Alioum Saïdou. Barrow launches the ball forward, looking for the man of the moment, Tapsoba. That pass a bit too high, was it, for Mafani? Looks as though he won a corner there. He has. Well, some early encouragement maybe for Cameroon, who've taken it quickly. They'll have to have another go. Oscar Barrow's side still have plenty of work to do in this. Cameroon have carried a threat going forward all game. It's just been the final shot, the final pass that's let them down. And it goes from Bondoma. It's a good delivery. It's eventually cleared. It's going to have a little break in play here because Fadil Adama Barrow is down. Hard to see if the referee gave a free kick or not there. There is some confusion. This may be a VAR check for something. It may well be. We haven't seen VAR in action yet today. Whatever it was, it's been cleared. As has the ball, straight to Georges Binde. Very calm touch from him. Now, Dumbogo. Showed too much of it to Sacco, but Cameroon gets it back, and here's a chance. Will they pull one back here? It took too long to get a shot away. That was a big opportunity, but it's been wasted. And there's a header. Going for goal was David Bondoma. It's a really good opportunity for Andre Emini. He got away from Moumin and then tried to go past him again. In the end, Bondoma did manage to get a shot at goal, but it was well blocked by Moumin. It was the earlier opening for Andre Emini, from which Cameroon should really have done a bit better. Francois Draugo is being warned to get on with things. Cameroon are still creating chances. Bondelek. Plenty of options here going forward again. Junior. And was there a foul there on Mafani? Nothing given by El Farik. In goes the cross, keeper stays on his line, headed up but not away by Barrow, but he did really well while on the deck to clear. And Bagayogo sends it forward, looking for Tapsoba. Ntamak has his shirt pulled, but keeps going. The game is getting more stretched now. And the touch for Mafani, letting him down, but he's kept it in. All suddenly getting a bit chaotic and just booted behind by Barrow for a corner. Some tired legs out there now for Burkina Faso. There's still 35 minutes left to play. Cameroon did have 70% of the possession in that first half, so it would be understandable if some of the Burkina Faso players were struggling physically. It's another corner taken short. In goes the cross from Mimbang. Not the most convincing clearance. Another pause here. Biwoli. Bondelet clips the ball in towards the box, headed away by Barrow, and it's an ambitious strike from the centre-back, Chris Ntamak. And it's well off target. Been the story of Cameroon's day, really. Block shots, shots off target. Just one comfortable save so far for Prince Ouedraogo. And that came right at the start of the match. Helped forward by Bagayogo. Fonkluma Mafani lost it, but despite the slip from Barra Jr., Burkina Faso still trying to build something. Mimbang. That's well worked by Mimbang, and his Bondoma slides it through for Dumbogo, pulls it across, and it's an important interception from Abdul Mumin. Another Cameroon attack breaks down at the last moment. Tamak hassled and harried by Tapsoba. Oscar Barrow is not happy about something. Junior. And Mohamed Fofana. And he made a lot of it and didn't get the free kick. Emini off after that. Strong header by Mafani. Finds Bondoma, whose pass was under hit. Burkina Faso, well, they have their 2-0 lead, but they're certainly not in complete control. A third goal, and surely they would be. Another attack for them, though, breaks down quickly. Mafani trying to power away from Koulibaly, who defended that situation very well. And was that a foul on Bagayogo? Nothing doing, says the referee. And now it's 4 forward here for Cameroon. Once more, it's not a great pass, though. This game is getting really stretched. Burkina Faso still leaving 3, sometimes 4 players forward. Etundi just presented the ball to his opponent. It's really good work initially by Issouf Dabo. Biwoli trod on the ball. Would be tidied up by Binde, but his pass was a loose one. There certainly appears to be some desperation creeping in for Cameroon. Don't forget South Africa and Egypt, the other two teams in Group B. Certainly a tough group. Unsurprisingly, Cameroon are going to call for some fresh legs here. Arnold Massokon, just 15 years old, is going to come on for Oscar Etundi, whose influence on the game has waned as it's gone on, and also coming on is Leopold Longa. So Massokon and Longa on. May have been Biwoli who was the other man withdrawn. Dumbogo is now taking up a central midfield position. And his first involvement there was a good one. Tamak. Binde. Dumbogo. Looking for the run of the substitute Longa. Binde is pulled back pretty unceremoniously by Bagayogo. That's an excellent touch by Tapsoba again, and he's brought down by Ntamak. He's been quiet in the second half so far, but as we saw in the first, it doesn't take much for him to be able to produce something brilliant. He was assessing his options. You wouldn't have thought he was going to shoot. Well, you wouldn't have thought he would have done in the first half, but you'd think Lopez would be aware of the possibility of Tapsoba shooting from anywhere now. Barrow looks for the back post where Tapsoba had made a run off the back of Longa. Nothing doing this time. Cameroon still haven't had a shot on target since the 5th minute. Tapsoba. Strong defending from Bondlek. Dumbogo. Started off in midfield well, has Noel Dumbogo. That ball might stay in with the backspin. And the spin in the end, helping out the defender, but he's got himself into trouble again. Here's Bagayogo. Didn't connect cleanly with the attempted cross. Forward it goes by Lopez. Oh, that's a very good touch by Massokon. Good work from Emini, but he's adjudged to have fouled Bagayogo. Georges Binde, who was struggling up against Bagayogo a couple of minutes ago. Issouf Dabo has a spot of cramp. It is pretty warm out there today. And if you're spending a lot of the game chasing the ball and defending a lead as well, you would expect to get tired more quickly than your opponents. Fofana lays the ball off to Barrow Jr. Fofana again looking for Junior. It's a good layoff from Fofana. Junior gets it back, finds the space for the shot. Well, the far side of the goal looked to be the better option. It was either a miss hit or he went for the near post, and well, Cameroon is still just about in this. A third goal surely would have wrapped up the points for Burkina Faso. And two of their defenders have now gone for the same ball, and here's Mafani, Franck Luma Mafani, up against Diaby, headed on by Bondoma. Still no way through for Cameroon. Emini back to Longa. That's a nice pass, and didn't work in the end for David Mimbang. Longa. Umbogo picks out Bondoma. He's trying to slide it through for Massacon. Barrow Jr. was looking for the 1-2. Couldn't find it. Umbogo. Bondoma. Challenged strongly by Sacco. Energy levels from both teams still very high. Bondelek. Bondelek again, the right back, well forward here. Finds Longa. Emini misses his header. Binde. There's a clash of heads there between Leopold Longa, perhaps Bagayogo. It was Bagayogo who did well to attack the ball, win the header. Thankfully, it doesn't look like a head collision. It was the back of Bagayogo. That was a really well-worked attack from Burkina Faso. The ball perhaps just getting stuck under the feet of Barrow Jr. Bagayogo back on his feet and going for goal from distance. Well, they started the half quite strongly, Cameroon, but their challenge in this game is in danger of petering out. Emini might be able to get to this first, Emini. It was a strong challenge by Issouf Dabo. Got something on the ball, says the assistant referee. Binde. Barrow Jr. across this time. Binde's only option really was go all the way back to goalkeeper Junior Lopez. To Max, long ball forward. And that's gone out off David Mimbang, and it will be a Burkina Faso throw in. Well, Alioune Saidou is going to have to come up with something from the Cameroon bench, you'd think, because they are running out of ideas a bit at the moment. Here's Emini again. Bondoma's in a good position. Emini fired the ball through to Massekon, and the shot flies over. It's just not happening for Cameroon. And that man, David Mimbang, that must be at least his third or fourth attempt of the game. Wasn't an easy one. Bagayogo couldn't quite keep the ball away from Longa, and now the counter might be on. It's a good pass through. Important tackle. Looked like the skipper, Barrow, coming across. He stays down. Mimbang plays it through. Can they pull this one back? Oh, there's an appeal for handball, not given. Mimbang's shot is blocked. It's still alive here, though. It's been shanked all the way across goal. Emini. No free kick given. In goes the cross from Longa. And there's a half-hearted shot, and eventually Burkina Faso able to clear. Cameroon still asking for the handball. It's Issouf Dabo who's down. It was a fine challenge from him originally that caused this injury. Well, a slightly fortunate penalty award for handball might be the best way for Cameroon to get back into this, because they're playing some excellent football in the build-up, but really struggling when they get into the final third. Probably won't be given, though. It's come off the boot of Fadil Adama Barrow before bouncing up and striking him on the hand. The referee is telling the medics that Dabo needs to have this treatment off the pitch. It looks like it's just cramp again. It's a well-timed tackle. Just got there ahead of Arnold Mascon. Well, the supporters in good voice. Cameroon doing everything they can to give themselves hope of a comeback. Burkina Faso would point out, though, that goalkeeper Ouedraogo has hardly had a save to make. Emini won't get to that pass. That's a good ball by Barra Jr. Bagayogo has it taken from him, though, by Dumbogo. Game goes on with another Burkina Faso player down and hurt. And that's a good ball through. This is a great chance for Min Bang, and he takes it expertly. And Cameroon are back in this now. That goal had been coming. They were piling on the pressure, just unable to provide the finishing touch. But this time it's a really good ball through, and David Min Bang found himself in all sorts of space, bearing down on goal. Made no mistake, it's a good finish from Min Bang. Goalkeeper Ouedraogo given no chance. The Burkina Faso defence completely split in two. Barrow caught well out of position. It's a good finish from Min Bang. Bondoma gets the assist that he deserves for a very impressive performance so far today. 2-1 now. This game is far from done. Those Burkina Faso players struggling more and more physically. You can see why the Cameroonian fans are up and confident. And the player who was down during that move looks to have been stretchered off, so hopefully he's okay. Kassoum Nana is about to come on. It's hard to see who that was that went down with the injury. It may have been Issouf Dabo, who of course suffered a problem in that challenge a couple of minutes ago. Not sure what this delay is for. A VAR checking the goal, maybe? Certainly a possibility, although it's hard to see what for. It's been a long delay now. Nana is still waiting to come on. They are back underway. Long ball forward by Barrow. Here's Barrow Jr. Thumped clear by Longa. Well, it looks as if there was a VAR check. It's unclear what it was for. The most important thing, though, is that the goal stands. And there's 11 minutes plus, you'd think, plenty of stoppages still to go in this game. Kassoum Nana, the first substitute to come on for Burkina Faso in this match. It was Latif Diaby who went off injured. Bondelec's cross is headed up but not away. Bit of space opens up here for Emini. It's a well-timed sliding challenge. Headed on by Longa. and again by Bondoma. Tamak. Good turn from Mafani, who perhaps after seeing Tapsoba's sensational goal in the first half thought he'd try something similar. Not sure his coach being too impressed by that. It wasn't offside actually they were looking at in the build-up. Didn't look to be a foul there. There isn't. And Tamak. Bondlek somehow manages to keep hold of the ball. Here's Mimbang, the goal scorer. Throw-in does go Burkina Faso's way. Bondlek. It's a good touch from Mimbang. Bondoma. It's on the end of an excellent tackle, and now Tapsoba might be away. Oh, it's a very good tackle by Chris Ntamak. Had to get that right. Tapsoba just seems to burst into life when there's an opportunity to try and get in behind. Finished 2-1 to Burkina Faso when these teams met in Algeria 2 years ago. Can Cameroon prevent that from happening twice? We'll see. They're certainly giving it everything in this second half, but that's a poor ball by Ntamak, and now Tapsoba is going away on his own. In the end, just didn't have enough support. Was crowded out. Barrow. Dumbogo's header didn't reach Amini, but Amini, well, briefly won it back. Here's Binde. Probably chose the wrong option with the pass there, Binde. And now he's conceded a free kick for handball. Feels as if Burkina Faso are edging towards this win. They've still got plenty of work to do. Bagayogo's done excellently though. Hits Junior. It's a good save by Junior Lopez. It's the second time Barrow Junior's found himself in a similar position and opted to go for that near post. Mumin just boots the ball forward rather aimlessly. Lopez. Poor clearance by the goalkeeper. And a foul is given. That was just what Burkina Faso needed there. Good work from the substitute. Here's that effort from Junior. Space is in the other corner. And that's what Oscar Barrow is saying. Burkina Faso taking their time over this free kick. It's Barrow to take. sails behind. Coach Saidu could still make more changes for Cameroon. They've only had that one double change. Of course, Burkina Faso have only made one substitution in total. Oscar Barrow trusting his starting 11. Of course, Latif Diaby had to go off injured. They do have some attack-minded players on the bench, Cameroon, including 15-year-old Joshua Fonda. They might not need him, though, because here's Emini. Plays the ball into the box, and here's a chance. Bondoma, and then the effort is over. Well, once again, it just seemed like they were trying to walk their way into the Burkina Faso goal. It was Mafani who ended up getting the shot. Perhaps after Bondoma's first touch, he should have run onto it. It was still a decent chance, but it remains 2-1 to Burkina Faso. That will be a Cameroon throw-in. Bagayogo stays down. He's been in the wars a bit today. Alassane Bagayogo. More time ticks away from Cameroon. Oscar Barrow certainly wanted a free kick. He doesn't get it, and instead his team are, for a few seconds at least, down to 10 men. Ambitious attempt to bring that ball down from Arnold Massocon. It's gone out of play. It will be a Burkina Faso ball. Bagayogo is fine to continue. Header on does find Barra Jr. Cleared to Bondoma. Ball punted forward by Marc-René Bonglek. Tapsoba just shrugs the defender off the ball. Wasn't the worst pass either, and there is Tapsoba again. He's on a hat-trick, remember. If he'd drilled in a left-footed volley from outside the box there, that would have been one of the better hat-tricks you'd ever see. As it stands, his brilliant second goal is proving to be the winner between these two. Unless Cameroon can find something, create one last chance. Goalkeeper should claim, and does. Lopez keen to get on with things quickly. Massocon trying to make himself a nuisance, and he did quite well there. And the ball will stay in for Mafani. In goes the cross, but it was rushed by Massocon. He had more time there. And it's easily clutched by Prance Ouedraogo. Into the final minute of the 90. There haven't been many substitutions in the second half, but we have had a couple of injury delays. There was a VAR review, of course. Well, certainly the closest encounter of this under-17 AFCON so far. But will Burkina Faso manage to hold on and win it? It's a free kick. That's not going to help Cameroon's cause. History looks as though it's going to repeat itself. Not the wisest of challenges from Georges Bindé. Burkina Faso fans in good voice, and oh, it's a decent strike from the free kick. Probably looked closer from this angle than it actually was, but it was certainly hit sweetly by Issouf Dabo. Bondelec just about manages to get his team a throw. There's been 5 minutes added on, so there is still time for Cameroon. Both these teams looking tired now. Bindé headed on by Longa, the substitute. Koulibaly just happy to concede the throw, doesn't even try and keep it in. In goes the cross from Longa. There's a miscontrol from Bondoma. Bindé did really well to read the situation though and pick up the second ball. Emini, no way through, but in goes the ball again towards Massacon. Mafani still scrapping for everything, but it's really coolly done by Abdul Mumin. He was looking for Tapsoba, but he had already run offside. Nice pass from Junior Lopez. A strong turn as well, was it, from Dumbogo. Needed some help in the end from Bondoma. Now Longa. That's a good touch from Dumbogo. And it's going to be a free kick for Cameroon with 3 minutes left of added time. Arnold Massacon drawing the foul. It's also going to be a yellow card for Mohamed Junior Sacco. This might be Cameroon's last chance. Did catch him quite high. Dumbogo did well to get there first. That was the optimistic free kick from Issouf Dabo. Is this late enough to send forward the keeper? Maybe. It's going to be a substitution anyway. It's Abdul Razak Mbuo. And also a change for Burkina Faso, just their second. Barrett Jr. has had a couple of decent chances in this second half. He's replaced by Halidou Diakite. He's also just 15. Diakite is more of an attacking player, but he's going to have to help his team defend late on here. In goes the free kick. It's headed on into a dangerous area, but there were no red shirts waiting to attack it. Dumbogo keeps it alive. Needs some support. He's trying to do it all on his own. He's done well in the end. But that ball had to be moved on. And that was an opportunity for Burkina Faso on the counter, which they've blown. And it's been sent back in by Bondelec. Lofted forward by the substitute, Diakite. Nothing doing for Bagayogo. There's still time for one more punt forward from the goalkeeper. Is that going to be a foul? It is, but it's gone to Burkina Faso, much to the frustration of Andre Amini, and that might be that. Fofana takes the acclaim of his teammates. Forward it goes from Barrow. That free kick decision probably could have gone either way. Bondoma gets a foul. The 5 minutes are up. Will there be any more? Diakite. And there goes the final whistle. There won't be time for the free kick. Burkina Faso have held on to clinch an opening victory in Group B over Cameroon. It was a tight game. Cameroon just weren't clinical in front of goal, but the story of this match will be the brace, and especially the second goal from Lukman Tapsoba from well inside his own half, catching Junior Lopez off his line with a quite sensational strike. It proved to be the match winner, and just as they did in Algeria in the 2023 tournament, Burkina Faso have got the better of Cameroon in the group stage. They'll have an opportunity to bounce back. Games against South Africa and Egypt to come for these two teams. But for now, the night belongs to Burkina Faso and Lukman Tapsoba. Who has won this game effectively for Burkina Faso with what will likely end up being the goal of the tournament. And we're just 3 matches in. So in what will likely be a very tight group, it is Burkina Faso who strike first. South Africa against Egypt to come. Well, Burkina Faso came close to winning the title in 2023. Lost on penalties in the semis to Senegal. No surprise as to who's won the Man of the Match award. It is Lukman Tapsoba.
Je remercie tout le groupe. On a été combatif du début jusqu'à la fin. On remercie Dieu, alhamdoulilah, on a eu les 3 points. Dieu merci.
Thankful for his team. They
Merci beaucoup.
stayed in it from the start till the end. And they did have to dig deep in that second half. Cameroon really came on